to Oregon to get the MRS tuned by Mark, Panic Fire. If you guys saw my last racing video, and just in general, I haven't really been happy with the tune. I feel like it's just not pulling as hard as it should, and the lift point is very high, so I fall out of lift when shifting, I think first or third. So we at least want to lower that part, even if it doesn't net me more power to do that. I just want it to be consistent and not keep switching over cam. Whether I don't know. I feel like that's just better for the car and oil pressure, to not keep switching over to lift, and it just sounds cooler. But yeah, we're heading down to Oregon. I'm gonna hopefully find somewhere to park, and then we're gonna get the car on the dyno. Okay, car is unloaded, and we're just waiting for Mark now, and then we'll get it on the dyno. So you have a little gain, the red line. So we just adjusted the lift point a little bit lower. It used to be really high, and we picked up some power, and then now from second to third, there's a tiny little power dip, like a little chip, but the same across. And then he put like a smoothing delay between the crossover so it doesn't keep going in and out like it used to. But I basically just like it to stay there so I have consistent oil pressure, and it's not just like switching on the solenoid where I'm trying to drive. So red is OG.
I'll get rid of the blue one. Yeah, see, it's like barely anything.
What is this? Little gain, or is this due to anything?
I'd set up an air temp correction on it, so that could be doing it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the original file. Yeah. I played with the fueling a little bit, but not like dramatically.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, you took out fuel, right? A little.
A little bit where it needed it.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep working the engines. You know, depending on the engine design and the particular oil pump, they might have really low pressure and idle.
Yeah.
Not unacceptably low. So we can't just tell it like putt if you go below 50 or something like that. That doesn't make any sense. So you make a 3D turn. Anyway.
So when the oil pressure goes low at idle, what is it gonna do?
Well, I can have it kill the car if you want.
Oh.
So I would do that if it's at idle. But let's say you're in the mid-range, let's say you're mid-corner, and you're getting fluctuations of like 20 psi or whatever fluctuation you would normally see. You don't want it falsely triggering the limiter.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to set it up as a table and base it on RPM. Because the car, even in the same corner, if you're in a different gear, the pressure's got to be different.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do that. Do that. We'll start our count. So now if I zero out these cells.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's say you're in a high D corner, right?
Yep.
Oil pressure is going to go low. That's probably about the right amount of time. Alright, so we did that. We did the timing by gear, so when you're in your different gears, so gear 1, gear 2,
Yep.
extra timing a little bit, but only out of lift, just to help it get going and stuff.
Okay.
You don't really need the extra timing and lift in the low gears.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really change the ignition map there anyway. So I'm only doing this in sort of areas where I took out timing because I was dynoing in high load, high gears.
Okay. Alright, so I'm here back in the garage, made it home. I'm pretty exhausted, but well, I don't know what I'm filming. There's obviously nothing to film. I just got the car tuned, but quick summary of what went down. With the car, I was having some drivability issues, and it honestly just didn't feel very good as far as a tune. But it made like good power, like wide open throttle and stuff like that. But the lift was also kind of too high for my preference. So a couple of things we did. I wanted the lift addressed, so we lowered the lift point so that it doesn't drop out of lift when shifting 1, 2, and 3. There's a little tiny power dip by doing that, by lowering the lift, but I rather have it just stay in lift, mainly for oil pressure and stuff like that. Just keep it consistent, and I really hate how it keeps going on and off in the car. Mark also smoothed out there's like a blending thing with the lift, which is what OEM does too. So there's like a little time window Mark added so that if the car drops out of lift with the RPM, it has like, I think 0.5 seconds or 0.1 seconds to come back over that RPM limit without it dropping out of lift, if that makes sense. So like you can go below the RPM for a tiny bit and come back and it won't turn off. So that's cool because it's a lot smoother. But overall, the whole tune is smoother. Picked up some low end, built in some safety stuff like if the oil pressure goes below a certain pressure at certain RPM, the car will shut off and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And just some drivability stuff. So we tuned street tune and like different gears and different throttle positions. So the car is a lot more drivable on the street and just smoother overall. I also had some cold start issues, like the car wouldn't start when I get to the track when it's cold, so that's fixed. And the idle is all super smooth now. So overall, really happy with how the car is. I'm not sure if that'll translate to anything time-wise on the track, but it gives me the peace of mind that the car is running really well across the board. And making decent power. It's making I think it said 190, 187, 190. On the other dyno, it was 180, but obviously two different dynos, so that doesn't matter. But we did pick up some mid-range, but we have a tiny little dip when the lift kicks in, but it's really small. I think you'll see it in the video, and I rather have that and just stay in lift and keep it all consistent. But yeah. Looking forward to try it out on the track. I think some of the mid-range, even though it's tiny, might help. And just the drivability and the control with the throttle is a lot better. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope it sounds good. That's pretty much all you can really see in these dyno videos, but I'll see you in the next.